What's up, folks? Welcome back. Good to see you again. It's been a little busy IRL. I just got back from Dallas. I went out there for the Phantom Sita concert. It was a good time. I enjoyed myself. I'll actually be making a video about that concert very soon. Solo Leveling Season 2. I love it, man. It's a lot of fun. I like Season 1 as well, but Season 2 just feels like elevated. I don't know. It's an easy, fun story. It's got all these like D&D aspects, so I nerd out for that. It's a good time. I think we're on episode 5 on Patreon. Been enjoying watching it there. I've heard the ending 5 times, but we've never done like, what we do here, the stop and start surface level musical analysis. So that is what we're going to do. I'm excited. Let's go. All right, really quick before we start, I wanted to look and see who's involved with the track. Went on Apple Music. Obviously, TK is on vocals, but also listed for performer vocals, electric guitar, programming, Sarah Wakui on piano, Giga programming, Bobo on drums, Anzu Suhara for violin, Yoshida Ichiro Untouchable on bass, Kirin Uchida on cello, and TK listed again, arranger-composer lyrics. Arranger-composer lyrics, well, they said it twice down there, so super heavy in there. Okay, I figured it would just be nice to look. Okay, let's actually go this time. Oh, yeah. That's cool, forward motion. You know that TK's voice any day of the week. Yeah. I think we switched it up. All right, we're 36 seconds in. There's already a lot to talk about. But first, let's talk about the voice. Okay, I promise you, we're not going to do a Tony tangent Tony moment right here. This is real quick. Okay, the reason I like this is because it sounds like an individual sound versus a sea of everyone that sounds so similar vocally. You know what I'm saying? Also, it's not super saturated and just modified. Like, there's human elements to this versus a lot of stuff where I'm like, come on, man. This is like, we are so overproduced. This is still a production. This is still engineered in the studio. Elements of it are there. Anything recorded in modern day, there's elements, but there's not such a ridiculous level. That's what I'm trying to say. So, like, that's killer. Also, when he goes to that falsetto spot, like, it's out of tune a little bit. There's like intonation issues. And I'm like, yeah, man, you're a real person. That's killer. And the way it flows is just cool. Okay, so I wanted to say that. In the beginning, this guitar line is very cool. It's 1 bar long. It just keeps repeating. It's like an ascending sequence. Left side track versus the right side. They're a little bit different. They stack against each other. They kind of create this little bit of tension. But underneath it, it feels like a metronome or a clock, like click, click. That's killer. Like, it's so simple. The only other element there is on count 1, we have like some kind of percussive downbeat. And on the end of 3, so you're getting 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and it rolls until the voice comes in. That's cool. That's interesting shape and contour for that melody to come in because the timbre of TK's voice, we already talked about it being so different and unique, a lot of individualism here, which is cool, but it's kind of, it's up in the stratosphere. Like, the timbre of it's floating up, but a little bit competitive with the guitar line because the guitar line is so busy, but it's not exactly in a low register. So we kind of have competing values there, but since it's it's so distinguished and stands out, it's going to cut through that really easy. So very cool on the vocal contour there with melody. I feel like we also get some cool little piano fills and stuff happening. Call back vocally with the piano. Yeah, right there. So when we go to that falsetto, that moment, it's not totally perfectly in tune. That's killer. Like, I appreciate that fact. I'm like, thanks. Cool. So moving on, percussive-wise, hi-hat starts moving on the right side. Things are going to change. Bass drum, we get some chunky guitar stuff, and then it goes to some 4 on the floor and the kick drum, and the groove elevates and things change. I'm sure you noticed, but that placement is very different, right? We're thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So the end of 1 is super heavy now. We didn't have that before. It's not hard, but it's really genius, right? Little things like that make a big impact on the difference for the listener's perspective, which is cool. And the other, sorry, I should have talked about probably the vocal line, the melody, it switches more to a whisper tone, and the range of how the melody has been given to us there, it feels less melodic and more just, I don't know, just more of a fill in with how that's being delivered. So nice little switch ups here. Strings and piano there too. Groove gets heavy. We'll go on this time. And then we drop in, of course. Okay, let's go back to the 35-second mark, because what a cool way to like build us into the drop. Boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom, ba. Whatever the use of those intervals is, that's really smart because everything opens up wide, right? We don't abandon, we thin out the groove that we had, and suddenly that guitar line becomes way more prominent. Because before, remember, we had this ostinato. Like, that's all we were getting. Like, it was cool in the beginning, but it like melts away. It didn't lose, sorry. It was still cool the whole time, but you got used to listening to it. You're like, cool, it's there. Then the voice comes in, and then suddenly, doom, ba, do, wah, and the tone is way more, it's a lot more angled. You're like, oh, okay, what's going on? We got like police sirens in the background. The text comes up in there. You got like fucking blood flying around. Like, this is cool, man. Like, I greatly appreciate. Big percussion hits, and then yeah, didn't expect that at all. You get this like creepy ass, like, I don't know, mix of TK voice, whatever that genre is, with like whisper tones and a not like this. You just kind of like barely fitting and gliding through pretty non-traditional note choices for where this is going to go. But hey, it works really well. Now we're into the pop side. And then we come back to the heavy thing. Okay, so that's like that's the pop side of it. It's way more traditional in song format, and it happens twice. We go through that chorus 2 times, and then we're gonna come back to the kind of heavier spot. That's great. Like, for an opening, it's 1:40. Like, you're getting everything that you need to get, because there's some fun. It's like out there for a moment. You're like, what's this? These are some interesting sounds. And then you get your pop development, and then we're gonna come out of it. So let's listen to this again. Yeah, there's a lot of sound being pushed right there because the guitar lines are wide open. We're just huge. We're just strumming chords. It's there. There's a lot of white noise with cymbals. It feels like there's like heavy, like potentially synth stuff, maybe keyboard synth string stuff going on there. But I'm also kind of geeking down and listening to doom to ga 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 ga, and the tuning on the snare drum. It's a very, very different. As soon as the snare drum came in to the groove, this pop section, everything changed. Well, for me, maybe not for you, but like the feel of where that mid range is going to exist, it completely different because we just didn't have that tone that was previous. So I guess let's go back like to 40 and just like listen to how this changes. It's cool. Wow. Heavy. And then we have elements at the beginning, at the end. But the vocals, it's super saturated in like reverb and whatever else is going on. It gets pretty spooky, like it's very, spooky is kind of a dumb word. it just gets a little haunting in comparison to, it already had like haunting properties, but now it definitely does. That's 128. Let's go like 115. You know what I'm saying? That makes boom, ba, wah, wah, wah feel a lot different when the voice is on top and just like, I don't know, like just echoing and circling. And then, you know, we get the come back at us and then it's done. And there it is. All right. I tried not to stop too much and take, you know, I get all these comments like, bro, turned a minute 30 song into 20 minutes. Yeah, it happens. It happens pretty often, actually, but whatever. We did it. We're 10 minutes. We did it. Okay. So as soon as we finish solo leveling on Patreon, I obviously will do the full version for this, and I will be excited to see the difference. Let me know what you think about the song down in the comments below. My name is DrumRollTony. Catch me when I'm live on Twitch. Come watch some anime with me on Patreon. I think we have like over 41 titles on there. It's a good time. Links for all the socials down in the video description below. I appreciate you being here. Please and thank you. Click the like button. Subscribe to the channel to catch the next one. YouTube thinks you want to watch one of these two videos. Have a great day. Take it easy. Bye-bye.